All right, Ray, did we say anything out yesterday?
No, nothing went out. You sent, we had some information first thing this morning, though. I guess you'll share that now, though.
Oh, I thought you was going to do that. But okay.
Oh, no. Don't want to deprive you of that opportunity.
All right, guys. A lot of good stuff going on. I know the first thing you guys are questioning is, did they get the budget or they didn't? The 2020 budget, 21 budget, it went back and forth from the House to the Parliament, back to the House. So supposedly it reached Parliament twice, went back twice to make some changes. It was still, remember on Monday we were talking about them doing the vote on Saturday for the first reading? And then in these articles, it actually came out that they had planned on doing the first reading on Thursday. So they were just putting it on Saturday. And you guys who've been here for a while absolutely know they've been doing that for years. They'll put a date or time in the paper and news, and they'll do it 2 days ahead of time. And that's why we were always 2 days ahead of everybody else who was just looking at the news. But anyway, it is in motion. They took it back, and they said took it back to make some changes to it. Going to submit again, but they're being consistent in saying it's going to take at least 2 weeks and probably 3 weeks for it to come out because they wanted it to come out in the middle of October. Middle of October. So there we are. Could anything happen sooner than that? Absolutely. All right. They're continuing to arrest people. Yesterday they put out orders restricting a whole bunch of people to the country. So it said when we get to them, they'll be within the grasp of authorities. So they restricted them. Most of them banking people, exchange people, and especially people dealing with the key card. So they're saying that is a major source of corruption now, is the key card. That's being the salaries and things that are supposed to be paid through it, and they're paying the different companies. It's just going over to Iran. That's okay. We got that. Other than that, Maliki came out today, and believe it or not, he was telling people don't fall into the trap of protesting the electoral law. Wait for the electoral law and vote, but don't vote for either party or person. Vote for what's right. And you guys all know that doesn't sound like Maliki. So we know it's a bunch of BS. And we know it because most of the militia that's in there are changing their names so that Iran can say it's not us, it's not our guys. Because those guys just split up and now they're doing their own thing. There's a way they're trying to do this, but everybody already knows it, so no big deal. But I don't think they're going to try anything right at this moment because word yesterday was they're going to lay off until after the election because they don't want to help get Trump elected. And they feel if they keep dropping bombs or cause a problem right now, it will give him a reason to use the military that would influence American citizens who will go and vote for him because there's an altercation going on. Or so they're saying they're going to stop doing that until after the election because they don't want to help him get reelected, which is, makes sense. And it only makes sense because Biden has already said if he gets elected, he's going to go back to the 2015 agreement to Iran. And I'm sure they would prefer that much better than what they're going through right now. So he put the sanctions on Iran. The real went down even further today because of those added sanctions. So life got a little bit harder for them. But again, they're not trying to do anything between now and the election, which is good for us. That means Al-Kazemi can go ahead and get his stuff through make the changes he wants to make, and know they're not going to put up too much of a fight right now, especially when he wants to do it, which makes it easier for the RV to be completed, which we think is happening right now. Okay. Banks had meetings yesterday. They're still doing 6 through 11 through the end of the month. They are actually looking forward to something happening over this weekend, is what they're saying. They're going to be on alert or high alert over the weekend, because there's a possibility that something could happen there. We fully expect it by the end of the month, because the October the 2nd is National Day for Iraq. A national celebration has been scheduled for October the 2nd, National Day. So,
second or third?
Possibly, second or third. Yeah, one of them.
Okay.
What could they possibly be celebrating? On the 2nd or 3rd? Hold on, let's see if Tish paying attention, because she's sensitive. Now I got to go look the article up. Let me see. But it's one of them. Second or third. So we're all good. Everything's good. Ray got the rates. I don't know if you want to give it to you guys. The last time he did tell me I was giving you guys too much information. That was from Ray. He's like, why you telling him all that? What the hell? So, anyway, it's the 3rd. I knew somebody would help us out as far as National Day. But, guys, it's good. It's good news. So I'm going to let Ray tell you guys, and if he does, or he chooses to tell you guys, then I'm going to explain it to you. So from that, all right, Ray, let's do what you do.
What am I supposed to be telling them?
Oh, I was going to say, you know that's going to be the first question from a live person. The new rate since you got.
Okay, I'm going to read the questions. I'm going to read the questions right now.
Okay.
SJJD says, according to Tony, they didn't RV in the past because they didn't know who the prime minister was going to be. If they don't know who the prime minister is going to be in 10 months, why would they RV now? Not knowing who would... Wait a minute. This is dated September the 23rd, though. Not knowing who would control the money. Okay.
So far, I got it. It's a good question. Does it continue?
That was it. If they don't know who it's going to be in 10 months, why would they RV now, not knowing who would control the money?
Okay, that's all right. So,
okay. Before,
guys, the whole system was corrupt, and we know it. Maliki, Amiri, even Abadi, all had Iranian influence. So they didn't want to do it at that time. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, you there?
Yes, sir. We're here.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So everybody was from Iran. They had Iranian influence. What makes it different today and this time is the U.S. is actually more influential than Iran is. There's more people who agree that Iraq should be its own country, and most of the Iranian influence is being removed. Now, when I'm saying removed, they've already removed the CBI governor. So Iran is not going to be telling them what to do, because Maliki, Abadi, all of them are not telling the new guy what to do. And all the other positions that he has already replaced, and you guys are aware of those, who've been going through it. So it's different than it was the last 10 years. Today is different. of who's going to be in control of the money as soon as it happens, the rate, who's making the decision. Now, next June, when they revote again, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know who's going to get in there. But society has already started being rebuilt. They've already had the RV. They got the budget done already. They are producing jobs. The economy is changing in the next 6 months. And they're hoping the people have a fair election and vote for the right people again. But then it's up to them. But we don't know because, politicians lie because that's what they do. The fact that even though Al-Kazemi said he wasn't going to run, and they are agreed, whoever the interim guy is, shouldn't run in June, if he does such a fantabulous job, why not run? Why not appoint him? Why not let it keep going? So we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But they are ready and saying they now have control right now. Not like when Maliki and Miriam Abadi was there. All right? That's why. All right, what's next?
English White Knight. In light of the new Jessara rules that ban usury, how are the banks going to extract enough money from borrowers to pay 15% on our retained structured payouts for them?
Okay. So he must have just came on yesterday or today. I've been telling you guys to look up fracturing banking. Okay? How banks operate. You can Google it. It will tell you that for every dollar you deposit into the bank, they get to create out of thin air 10 more dollars to loan out, draw interest on, everything else. So, it's a very simple solution. Banks do it. Just think about it. Two things occur when you put money in the bank. Pay the overnight fee of 1% on that every night. So now they're already making 22% on your money if you look at it. And you guys don't take my word for it. And please don't listen to a banker who has no idea how his bank works, because you're going to run into that a lot. Google it for yourself. Look up how banks operating, because people working in the bank haven't even done that, so they don't even know. But you can look at it and see that they get overnights. You can look at it, look at fractional banking. They get to create 10 times. So if I have $1 that I need to pay you 5% interest on or 10% interest on, I just created $9 that I'm loaning out to people anywhere from 1% to 18%. You don't think I have enough to pay you? If I'm making 22% a month on my overnights, I can't pay you 20% a year if I'm making that every month off of your money? Guys, banks are in the business to make money, and they make money with or without. And believe me, the money they're getting or we're getting is digits on the screen that's coming from the Federal Reserve or the Treasury. Where do they get their money? Oh, yeah, those machines over there that just print it out. Doesn't cost a dime. They just give it to you, print it out, and charge you for the privilege of holding it or thinking that you're holding it. So the banks aren't working overtime to get money. They're working overtime to make hundreds of billions of dollars off of your money. The last thing they're worried about is having to pay you interest. Okay, who's next?
Live callers. 865 area code. Man. That was it. Short
Okay, you did that.
Did you refresh, Mr. Ray? Good afternoon, Tony, and good afternoon, Ray.
Good afternoon.
Appreciate your continuing helping us connect the dots. I don't know if you were letting that segue into my being able to ask the question with respect to those rates, because you're tantalizing us on this Wednesday if you happen to know new rates.
Hey, you know what? Somebody just sent me a text. You know what it says? It says,
what?
You lucky your brother has broad shoulders and can handle the people you just sent his way. And they're laughing, so we're going to laugh at this one. Okay.
Well, I'm looking at the fact that somebody else had the temerity or bravery or whatever to post it as a written thing, and it just kind of got overlooked, because that was going to be one of my questions anyway. And that's why I asked it.
Okay. Well, let's see what he says.
And if Ray won't answer it, we'll say Tony.
What was going to be one of your questions?
It was. Well, one of my questions was what might be the new rates, and I wasn't going to rattle off the things. I was going to see which ones you would be so kind as to share with us, and then I'd fill in the blanks of ones that you didn't fill in the blanks. And then there were a couple of other questions I had as well.
Well, you know me. I'm extremely comfortable with giving you guys new rates that we receive as the standard rates.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we don't have any new standard rates that I'm aware of. Now all that other stuff, Tony has no reservation giving you that stuff. But I like to kind of just stay with standard rates.
So I'm supposed to say, and what are the new non-standard rates?
There you go. Get it. There you go.
So, be so kind, please, as to share those with us. Because this is a Wednesday, I'd like to think it's our Wealth Found Wednesday, and I'd like to know which Christmas tunes are the best ones that we should be singing and humming today.
I'll be home for Christmas. How about that one?
The question is where is home? So, I mean, I feel like we're going around the mulberry bush is what I'm feeling like at the moment. So,
okay.
You know me, I kind of stay away from the sensationalization of the information. So I'm more of a reserved person.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
Tony is not putting it to sensationalize, and then you can text him going crazy saying, don't share that, but we can at least get a feel for what is going on.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, so we can go on real quick. We have five with some people in D.C. that the Treasury rate is $12 for the dome. Okay? The other ones, we did get new rates, but I'm just not understanding it, to tell you the truth. There is an explanation I could give you. I'm just not sure it's the right one. So if you guys want me to guess at it, I can guess at it. But, because it doesn't make sense to me, but maybe it is. So, the ZIM rate, and they're saying there is a Treasury rate for the ZIM, but they're saying it was the 33 cent was the Treasury rate. So, but I do know somebody who got higher already. Or again, we're waiting for verification. Should be, because we're given the 60 cent rate. As far as the dinar, because that's the one we didn't understand. The Treasury rate is under the contract rate, so I'm going to tell you guys that. Because the contract was supposed to be the highest rate, I guess, as far as that. What this guy's saying, which I clearly told you guys, I know in the beginning, people got over 100, got 70, got 50 something. But now they're saying that's not the rate they're going to give out during the exchange. It is in the 20s either way. So if you say, I don't want the contract rate, you can still negotiate for a Treasury rate that's in the 20s. It's just not $28. But we'll see as we get closer. Okay? And we're awful close right now. So Again, I tell you, the bank had meetings yesterday, and they think it could possibly be this weekend. So we'll see.
And this weekend, as in our time, or we don't even have to worry about what the time is in Iraq and subtract 7 hours or anything. That's this weekend, U.S. time. Correct?
This weekend, U.S. time. That could be Saturday or Sunday. So let's not be overly excited, but highly anticipated. How about that?
Okay. Sounds good. Well, given that Christmas is only 3 months and 2 days away, we can start humming our Christmas tunes, whatever it is. And we know that 10 days from whenever all of this does actually transpire, that's when our TNT Super Fantastic Pay It Forward project is going to be. And again, I appreciate all your helping connect the dots, and thanks for sharing the information. And I hope it didn't create too much of a tension on your end, Ray. We appreciate it. But you were the one that was humming Christmas Tree.
What do you mean, Ray? What do you mean, Ray?
Okay. And Tony. Oh, yes, and Tony.
Now, I will add
appreciate
this. I will add this. We do have members that are starting to report their activities. We had one that shared they were at a bank, saw a rate of $2, ran home to get some currency, got back, and the bank had checked with their foreign currency department and said, well, we can't do it. Not yet. Now, they saw a $2 rate, so that was interesting. This was on dinar. And I'm waiting to hear back from a person today that went back to the bank that had a $1.34 rate for dinar yesterday. But they were not a customer, and they needed to be a customer first so that they could do the full exchange. So they went back today to become a bank customer, and hopefully we'll have more information for that later in the day.
And these were rates on the teller screens, correct?
Right, on the basic teller screens, not the upper level.
The back screen, but the teller screens, yes.
Well, we are indeed living in exciting times. And again, appreciate your helping us connect the dots. Very, very much so. Well found Wednesday. That's the term. Okay, appreciate it.
And I do solicit all the rest of the members, those of you who are talking with banks and getting information, if you would contact me, let me know what's going on. We can keep it anonymous. You don't want your name out there or whatever. But some of you are out there now interacting and getting information. And we can't reach everywhere, but the teamwork makes the dream work. So team, bring that information into us, and Tony and I will put it all together and package it up for everyone.
All right.
Next up is 9.
Okay, guys. It's a good midweek for us. Nothing but good news coming out. Things moving forward. Banks still getting ready. Iraq getting ready. No bad news. No bad news. Matter of fact, I'm looking for a very exciting weekend. One way or the other, they're planning something. And we already know when the party day is. So this is still a good month for us. Let's keep it moving. All right, anything happens, we'll tweet it out, Ray will put it in the form, or we'll do another call if it's that good. But until then, I'll see you when I see you. Ray?
Okay.